Welcome, welcome to the Mind Fuck Podcast. Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time out to hang out with me. I am uber grateful you're here. My name is Wonu Aleshe, and sometimes I do go by Amazing Soul. FCK stands for fun, compassion, and kindness. Now, on the Mindfuck podcast, what we essentially talk about is nervous system regulation, how to safely build trust between your brain and your body, and also beautiful ways on how to reconnect with your inner child so you can start to truly enjoy living life. And also, remembering to give yourself permission to be a human being. Now, we do have like a tradition that we do before the episode where I actually read a list, which I titled Reminders to Being Human. Now, the intention behind reading that list is to remind myself and also in the hopes of reminding you on your journey. Reminders to being human. Have fun along the journey. Show yourself compassion. Be kind to others. Being complex and being simple can hold true in the same breath. Stay curious. Hold space for pauses. Hold space for not knowing. Never underestimate the power of silence. Nature has a lot of wisdom. Pay attention. There is power in we than I. If nothing else makes sense, come back to love. Pain is our greatest teacher. And the very last one, never underestimate your ripple of existence. Yay! Now let's get into the fun part of the show. All right. I want you to picture something simple, my friend. It's early in the morning, and it's not one of those new life, new me mornings. No, it's just a regular one. And your alarm goes off. Not aggressively, just enough to wake you up. You don't jump out of bed, and you don't feel terrible either. You just lay there. And you reach for your phone before your feet even touches the ground, and you probably scroll on social media for a bit, you check your text messages, and somewhere in the middle of all of that, there's this quiet thought in your mind, and you tell yourself, today I'm going to trust myself. Not in a big, loud way, not like you have suddenly figured everything out. It's just a subtle intention you set with yourself. Like maybe today you will just listen to yourself a little more. Maybe today you won't second guess every decision in your life, right? And for a moment, you actually believe what you told yourself. But then something small happens. Let's just say you're choosing what to eat, or you're deciding whether to go to the gym or not, or whether to respond to that text message, or whether to say something, or whether to say yes to something, right? And you pause. It's not a long pause, just enough to feel the hesitation before making that decision. And you tell yourself, okay, what if this is the wrong choice? What if I regret this later? Oh, what if I'm missing out on something? Right? And before you even realize it, you have opened your phone again. You start searching, looking for external confirmation, looking for something outside of you to tell you what to do with your life. And just like that, the trust you said you were going to have that morning, it slips very quietly, right? Now, I want to talk to you about that moment today on the podcast because if you're honest with yourself, this doesn't just happen in the morning. It shows up everywhere throughout your day, right? It shows up when you're about to make a decision and suddenly you feel unsure. It shows up when you feel something very strongly and then immediately question it. It shows up when you know what you want to say, but you soften it, you edit it, or you don't even say anything at all. Man, if I'm being real with you, my friend, this used to be me for so many years. Not occasionally, I mean, all the fucking time. That was me. And I remember this very specific moment. I mean, I was sitting in my car, the engines was off, and I was just sitting there. And I had to be somewhere, but I couldn't move, right? I just sat there in the driver's seat because I was stuck in this loop in my brain, telling myself, should I go? Do I really want to go? I'm tired. Okay, what if I cancel this and I regret it? What if I go and I regret it? You know, all those thoughts were just going through my brain. And I just sat there. I don't even know how long I sat there for. Maybe 10, maybe 30 minutes. I was just going back and forth in my mind, back and forth. And here's the wild part, my friend. It wasn't even about the thing. It was something way simpler than that. My body felt like it was a big decision. And I remember thinking to myself that day, why is this so hard for me? I mean, why can't I just trust myself and decide? And at that time in my life, I thought something was wrong with me. Really, I really did think something was wrong with me. I thought maybe I was just indecisive as fuck. Maybe I lacked confidence, right? Or maybe I needed to be more disciplined in my life. That was a previous belief system of mine. But the truth was that wasn't even it. It's not even close. That was far from the truth. What I did not understand back then in my life is that trust isn't something you just decide to have. No, that's not how it works. Trust is something your body learns over time. And if your body has not learned that it is safe to trust you, your body will hesitate every single fucking time. Because here's the part that most people don't talk about. You don't just not trust yourself randomly. No, that's not how it works. There's actually a reason behind that. And for me, that reason started way earlier in my childhood as a kid. I mean, I grew up in Lagos, Nigeria, in an environment where you have to learn to adapt quickly to survive. I had to learn to read the room to survive. I had to learn what was acceptable and what was not in the Nigerian culture, right? And when you grew up like that, over time, you start to override yourself without even realizing it. That's what your nervous system does. It adapts to your environment. I mean, you feel something, but you push it down. I mean, you want something, but you don't say it out loud. I mean, you know something, but you never question it. And the more you keep doing that, the body keeps score, right? And over time, you get really good at that. Your body adapts and really good at not listening to yourself. So by the time you become an adult, you're sitting there wondering to yourself, damn, why don't I trust myself anymore? And but if you're honest, right, you've been practicing not trusting yourself for so many years. It's not just a one-time event. And I'm not saying this to blame you. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I say that because this matters so you can understand your journey, your patterns. Because if you're been practicing not trusting yourself, then of course it doesn't just switch on one day, right? It's like your body's still trying to protect you from something, using old information you used to survive back then when you were a child. Now, I remember one other moment. This one was very late at night, and the lights were off, and I had my phone in my hand, and I was just scrolling on social media. And I had this urge. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic either. It was just like a very small urge, just to put my phone down, just to, give myself space. Like I felt the urge very clearly. But immediately I felt that, another thought came through. And it was, it's fine. I will scroll a few more minutes. You had a long day. It's okay. Relax. Keep scrolling. And I stayed scrolling, right? And then I think maybe like 30 minutes later, I felt that urge again. Stronger this time. Put your phone down, Wonu. Just put it down. And again, I'll be honest, I ignored it, right? And it wasn't until later that night that I realized something, right? That small voice, that urge, that was me. That was me. That was me. And every time I ignored that voice, very quiet, very subtle, I was teaching my body something in real time. I was teaching my body, I'm not going to listen to you. And that's the thing. If you keep repeating that over time, of course your body is going to stop trusting you, right? That's how it works. Because trust goes both ways, right? We always talk about trusting yourself like it's one-sided. It's not. It goes both ways. Because your body's always asking, can I trust you to listen to me? Listening to your body is so key on this journey. And if the answer has been no for a long time, your body's going to hesitate, right? That hesitation you feel, my friend, that overthinking, that second guessing yourself in everyday, ordinary moments, that's not failure. No, it's not. That's your body trying to protect you. Using old patterns, using old information that helped you survive as a child. And when I started to understand this, right, things started to shift for me in my life. It didn't happen when I tried to force trust. It didn't happen when I told myself, oh, just be confident. No. But when I started to notice the very small, mundane moments. For example, like the phone example I gave you earlier on, or when I was choosing what to eat, right? And instead of immediately going to what should I eat, I pause and I ask myself, what do I actually feel like eating today? Simple, but not easy. What do I actually feel like eating today? And listening to my body. Because even in that moment, I could feel the pull. I could feel the old pattern. I could feel the old conditioning. No, you should eat this instead. Oh, no, this is a better choice. Oh, this is the right choice. I could feel all that. But I had to listen. What do I really feel like eating today? And I had to be honest with that. And I had to sit with that, not to fix it, not to fight it. Just notice what was happening in my body in real time. And then gently choose. And I'll tell you, at first, it felt uncomfortable as fuck. Because even a small decision like choosing what to eat felt big as fuck. But over time, something started to change, something started to soften. Not dramatically. It wasn't overnight. It wasn't all at once. Over time, it was slow, very slow. My body started to soften, right? There was communication between myself and my body because I was giving my body new lived experiences. That's when the trust started to build. The moment I actually started to listen, the moments where I follow through with my body. The body's always communicating with you, my friend, even in small ways. I mean, your body's communicating as simple as putting down your phone when you feel it, drinking water when your body asks for it, resting when you feel tired instead of pushing through. That's how you start to listen to your body. And for me, I didn't even realize at that time that these small everyday moments were building something. Trust. Ooh, trust, safety, trust, safety. Not the loud, confident kind. No, the quiet kind of trust. I mean, the kind where your body starts to relax because it knows you're starting to pay attention. Awareness is so powerful in this journey. And this is the part I really want you to hear, my friend. You do not rebuild trust with yourself through big decisions. No, you rebuild trust through small, consistent, everyday life moments because your body does not need perfection. Your body needs consistency. Your body needs you to give yourself permission to be a human being. And I know there's a part of you that might be thinking, but what if I still get it wrong? I know. And yes, you will. That's part of the human journey, right? It's messy. I still do. Hey, I'm a human being. And there's still moments where I still ignore myself. There's still moments where I overwrite what I feel. But the difference now is this. I notice it. That's the difference. And instead of judging myself or overriding myself, I come back to my body. I listen because that's also trust, coming back to where your feet is at. It's not getting it right every time, but knowing you can return to your body. That's how you build trust. I'll give you another example, my friend. I said yes to something I didn't actually want to do. Probably a few years ago. And I knew it in my body, I knew it in my bones right away that I did not want to do this. There was this tight feeling in my chest. There was this slight resistance. My body was telling me no, but my brain was saying yes. But the thing is, I said yes anyways. And later, I felt it. The frustration, the exhaustion, the resentment. I felt it. And instead of going into, damn, why did I do that again? Instead of telling myself, man, Wonu, you never learn from your past mistakes, I paused and I asked myself this simple question. What did I feel in that moment? And I could see it clearly like night and day. I felt the hesitation. I felt my body telling me no in real time. I just did not listen. You know, I owned my shit. I took accountability and responsibility for that moment. And in that moment of realizing that instead of breaking trust, it actually built awareness. Do you see, my friend? Because now I could recognize it faster next time it happens. And that's how this building trust works. You don't build trust by becoming perfect. No, you build trust by becoming more aware of what is going on in your body in real time. You build trust by becoming more present. You build trust by becoming more connected to yourself. Trust between your brain and your body. So if you're sitting there right now, my friend, and you're thinking to yourself, why don't I trust myself? Hmm. I want to offer this invitation. I want you to shift that question slightly. try asking yourself, as opposed to asking yourself, why don't I trust myself, right? Try asking yourself, where have I been ignoring myself lately? And sit with it. Don't go looking for big answers. Just start small and see where you've been, you know, ignoring yourself in everyday life choices. Like a simple moment, like when you feel tired, but you keep going, keep pushing through, or when you feel something, but you push that thing down, or where you knew what to say, but you did not say it, right? Those moments matter because that's where trust is built or broken, right? It starts with listening. And here's the good news. The good news is you don't have to fix everything at once, right? That's the good news. You just have to start noticing. Awareness is how you start. Awareness and start listening to your body. Your body is constantly giving you information, right? Start responding even in the smallest micro ways. Because over time, here's what happens. Those small moments, they start to add up. They build a solid foundation of trust between your brain and your body. And one day you will notice something different. One day you realize you will make a decision, and instead of spiraling, you'll feel okay, right? Not 100% certain, but not completely sure, right? But grounded, like spacious, like, okay, okay. And that, my friend, is trust. Trust is not the absence of doubt, but the presence of connection. That is trust. So today, my friend, tomorrow morning, or the next time you feel that small, subtle, quiet voice, I want you to give yourself permission to pause just for a moment, right? And ask yourself, excuse me, what am I actually feeling right now? And instead of pushing past what comes up for you, just stay with that and be honest about it. Even if it's uncomfortable, because it might be. Even if it's unfamiliar, it's new, it's not hard, it's new. Because that moment, that's where trust starts, right? This kind of trust I'm talking about, it's not loud. This kind of trust I'm talking to you about, it's not dramatic. This kind of trust is just enough to notice. And maybe, just maybe, this time you listen, right? As always, my friend, I want to thank you so much for taking time out to be here. I want to thank you so much for listening. And I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Thank you.